Get ready, because the world's weirdest tractors are about to roll out in a parade of mechanical marvels you never knew existed. While most people picture tractors as plain, dusty farm tools, these extraordinary machines break every mold with their bizarre designs, cutting-edge tech, and outlandish features. We're talking amphibious beasts that float like boats, luxury tractors with radios and heaters, and snow sleds disguised as farming equipment. These aren't just tractors, they're engineering oddities, historical curiosities, and wild innovations that push the limits of what a tractor could be. From military prototypes to futuristic turbine-powered giants, each tells a story of American ingenuity gone delightfully strange. So today, join us as we explore 10 of the weirdest American tractors you didn't know existed. And wait until you see number 1. It's pure tractor madness. Number 10. 1926 Fordson Snow Motor. Meet the 1926 Fordson Snow Motor, a jaw-droppingly strange machine that looked more like a steampunk war rig than a tractor. Built by mounting a standard Fordson Model F tractor onto a set of giant rotating corkscrews, this snow-going beast was designed to conquer terrain where no wheeled vehicle could tread. The idea came from the Armstead Snow Motors Company, which developed the helical auger drive system. Instead of tires or tracks, the tractor moved forward by spinning two massive steel screws over 5 feet long each on either side of the rear axle. These augers screwed the vehicle forward across deep snow, ice, and even marshy bogs. Paired with skis in the front instead of wheels, the contraption could float and glide across soft terrain with surprising efficiency. The base power plant remained the Fordson's trusty 20-horsepower four-cylinder engine, which was modest by modern standards, but more than enough to churn the augers. The Fordson snow motor was tested extensively in Canada and Alaska, proving highly capable in logging camps and remote snow-covered regions where conventional vehicles were useless. Despite its impressive snow performance and media buzz, the snow motor was too strange and specialized for mass production. Its awkward maneuvering, slow speed, and maintenance-heavy screw drive meant it never gained commercial traction, literally or figuratively. Only a few prototypes were ever built, and surviving units are now prized mechanical oddities in museums and private collections. With its rotating screws, front skis, and otherworldly silhouette, it wasn't just a tractor, it was a rolling piece of science fiction built nearly a century too early. Number 9. Minneapolis Molen UDLX Comfort Tractor. Meet the Minneapolis Molen UDLX Comfort Tractor, a machine so ahead of its time it left 1930s farmers scratching their heads. Unveiled in 1938, the UDLX was more than just a tractor. It was a luxury vehicle built for both field and road, wrapped in Art Deco styling and radical ambition. Nicknamed the Comfort Tractor, it was the first tractor in the world designed for dual use, plowing fields by day and cruising into town by night. It had a fully enclosed steel cab with roll-down glass windows, a heater, electric starter, cigarette lighter, speedometer, clock, and even an AM radio, nearly unheard of in farming equipment of the era. Under the hood, it packed a Minneapolis Molen four-cylinder gasoline engine, pumping out 41 horsepower and capable of hitting 40 miles per hour on the highway. Blazing speed for any tractor, then or now. Its futuristic design included automobile-style fenders, chrome detailing, and factory-installed headlights and taillights, turning a field plow into a sci-fi cruiser. But its biggest innovation? It blurred the line between utility and luxury, long before rural America was ready for such an idea. Unfortunately, the UDLX was just too weird too soon. With a price tag of around $2,000 during the Great Depression, nearly 3 times the cost of a standard tractor, it failed commercially. Only about 150 units were ever produced, making it one of the rarest and most collectible tractors today. Though farmers weren't sold on the concept in 1938, the Comfort Tractor predicted a future of operator comfort and multi-purpose design. Today, it's a rolling relic of American innovation, equal parts bizarre and brilliant. A tractor that dared to dream like a Cadillac. Number 8. John Deere Model 60 Highcrop. Imagine a tractor that looks like it's walking on stilts. That's the John Deere Model 60 Highcrop, a towering oddity from the 1950s. Engineered for a very specific purpose, working in tall row crops like sugarcane, cotton, and corn, this rare variant of the Model 60 was literally elevated above the rest. Standing out with an extra high clearance of nearly 33 inches, the Highcrop version allowed farmers to cultivate, spray, and harvest without damaging the maturing crops. To achieve this, John Deere equipped it with longer, reverse drop axles in both the front and rear, giving it a bizarrely tall, narrow stance that looks downright alien next to conventional tractors. Under the hood, it retained the Model 60's solid mechanics, a 321 cubic inch, two-cylinder gasoline engine producing approximately 45 horsepower at the drawbar. It featured a 6-speed transmission, live power takeoff, and power steering, cutting-edge features at the time. But what truly made the Highcrop weird was how its gangly frame altered both appearance and physics. Its elevated center of gravity made it trickier to maneuver, especially on slopes, but in flat row fields, it was unstoppable. Only a few hundred units of the 60 Highcrop were ever manufactured, making them rare and highly collectible today. They were most common in the southern U.S. states, where sugarcane and tall crops dominated agriculture. To modernize, the John Deere 60 Highcrop looks almost photoshopped, with its spindly legs and sky-high stance. But in reality, it was a purpose-built farming machine that walked tall, literally and historically. It may look awkward, but it performed a vital role that no standard tractor could. Number 7. Caterpillar DW10 Tractor. Brace yourself for the Caterpillar DW10, a machine that looked like a semi-truck and bulldozer had a monstrous offspring. Introduced in the 1940s, the DW10 wasn't a farm tractor in the traditional sense, but a massive industrial hauler, purpose-built to tow heavy-duty scrapers and trailers across rugged terrain. It was a tractor in the purest sense, designed to pull, and pull big. This beast was powered by a Caterpillar D468 diesel engine, a 6-cylinder power plant churning out around 115 horsepower, which was massive for its time. With its rear-wheel drive, tandem rear axles, and articulated steering, it looked more like a shortened semi than anything you'd expect on a farm. Yet, despite its truck-like design, the DW10 was born for the dirt. It featured oversized tires, rugged suspension, and a reinforced frame to survive the harshest job sites, from construction zones to oil fields and mining operations. The DW10's most iconic configuration was as a tractor scraper unit when paired with a Caterpillar No. 10 scraper, essentially turning it into a land-leveling juggernaut. Its ability to move vast amounts of earth quickly made it an early pioneer of mechanized land development post-World War II. Operators loved its power and torque, but its sheer size and road-hugging look left many puzzled. Was it a truck? A bulldozer? A road tractor? The answer was yes, all of the above. While not built for plowing wheat or planting corn, the Caterpillar DW10 expanded what a tractor could be. It wasn't weird just for weirdness' sake. It was weird with a purpose. And today, spotting one at a vintage equipment show is like seeing a dinosaur in the wild. Massive, mechanical, and menacing. This is tractor history with a diesel-fueled growl. Number 6. Ford 8N with Sherman half-track kit. What happens when America's most beloved farm tractor goes full battlefield mode? You get the Ford 8N with the Sherman half-track kit, a mind-blowing transformation that turns a humble workhorse into a mini-tank for the homestead. The Ford 8N, released in 1947, was already a legend, reliable, affordable, and hugely popular with over 500,000 units sold by the mid-1950s. But in rugged terrain and brutal winters, traction was a constant struggle. Enter Sherman Products of Royal Oak, Michigan, who offered a wild solution. a bolt-on half-track conversion kit that turned the rear wheels into tank-like continuous tracks, while replacing the front wheels with larger, ski-like wheels or snow tires. The result? A tractor that could climb hills, plow through deep snow, and cruise over mud like it was nothing. The conversion included rubber-belted steel tracks mounted on bogie wheels, dramatically improving flotation and grip without requiring modifications to the transmission or engine. The 8N's trusty 2.0-liter inline-4 engine, rated around 23.2 horsepower at the drawbar, remained untouched, but with tracks distributing the load, it could pull more and go where wheeled tractors dared not tread. These half-track 8Ns were used everywhere, from snowbound farms to logging operations in the mountains, and even by civil defense units during the Cold War era. Despite their usefulness, they never went mainstream, likely due to cost and complexity. Today, a Ford 8N half-track is a unicorn in the wild, often seen in tractor museums or vintage machinery shows, drawing crowds like a war relic on parade. It's part tractor, part tank, and 100% American ingenuity. Just when you thought the 8N couldn't get any cooler, it strapped on some tracks and went off-roading into history. Number 5. Farmall M Diesel with LP gas starting engine. In the pantheon of weird American tractors, the Farmall M Diesel with LP gas starting engine is a fascinating marvel of mid-century engineering, a machine with not one, but 2 engines under the hood. This complex dual-engine system was devised to solve a very specific challenge: starting large diesel engines in cold weather without the headaches or unreliable glow plugs or hand cranks. The Farmall M Diesel, launched by International Harvester in the early 1950s, was powered by a 4-cylinder, 4.7-liter C301 diesel engine that produced a robust 38 drawbar horsepower. Diesels of that era were notoriously difficult to start, especially on frosty mornings when cold fuel and thick oil could stall ignition. To combat this, IH engineers added a small LP, liquefied petroleum gas-powered auxiliary engine, roughly the size of a motorcycle motor, mounted right alongside the main diesel. Here's the thrilling weirdness: the LP gas engine was engaged first, cranking the diesel to life using a clutch system. Once the diesel fired up, the tiny gasoline starter shut off, leaving the big diesel to roar on its own power. This ingenious method avoided the need for bulky electric starters or fragile glow plugs. Innovative, but complicated and expensive. Technically, this setup meant 2 fuel systems, 2 ignition systems, and a clutch mechanism coordinating the engines, an engineering ballet rarely seen in farming equipment. Despite its brilliance, the dual-engine system was a niche solution, mostly found in cold northern states where winters were unforgiving. Today, surviving Farmall M Diesels with the LP gas starting engine are rare collector's items. A testament to a time when innovation meant pushing boundaries, even if that meant doubling down on complexity. This is American tractor weirdness at its finest. 2 engines, 1 mission, and endless fascination. Number 4. The Allis-Chalmers Model G. Step into the strange world of the Allis-Chalmers Model G, a tractor so unconventional it flipped farming design onto its head. Literally. Introduced in 1948, the Model G was built with one goal: to give farmers an unobstructed view of the ground directly beneath while cultivating delicate row crops. The result? A design so weird and unique, it left farmers baffled and intrigued. The Model G featured a rear-mounted Continental F162 4-cylinder gasoline engine, delivering about 18 drawbar horsepower. Unlike traditional tractors with engines at the front, this one's power plant sat behind the operator, leaving the front entirely open for farming tools. This design gave operators a clear line of sight to their implements in the rows below, revolutionizing precision work like cultivating and hoeing. This rear engine layout also meant the operator sat near the front, almost perched over the front axle. Steering was tight and responsive, but the tractor's reverse gear was just as important as forward, since many tasks required backward cultivation. This odd reverse first orientation confused many farmers accustomed to front-engine tractors, and mastering it took practice. The Model G was compact, just over 6 feet tall and 10 feet long, with a narrow stance ideal for close row work. It had a 4-speed transmission and a live power takeoff, making it versatile for a variety of small farm tasks. Despite its innovation, it was never a mass-market hit, as around 13,000 units were sold over a decade. Today, the Allis-Chalmers Model G remains a cult classic, part precision tool, part engineering curiosity. Its radical rear-engine design wasn't just weird for the sake of weird. It was a brilliant solution to a farmer's problem, redefining what a tractor could look like and how it could perform. Number 3. International Harvester HT340 Turbine Tractor. Prepare to enter the realm of tractor weirdness, where science fiction meets farming. The International Harvester HT340 Turbine Tractor. Built in 1961 as a one-of-a-kind prototype, this was not your everyday farm machine. It was powered by a gas turbine jet engine, a technology straight out of the aerospace world. The HT340's heart was a Garrett Air Research gas turbine engine producing about 280 horsepower, far surpassing the power of conventional diesel tractors at the time. Unlike piston engines, the turbine engine ran on a continuous combustion process, spinning at thousands of revolutions per minute. This allowed for smoother power delivery and theoretically greater reliability. However, this futuristic power plant came with a long list of quirks and challenges. Turbine engines are notorious for poor fuel efficiency, especially at low speeds, a critical flaw for farm work requiring slow, steady pulling power. The HT340 consumed fuel like a jetliner on the runway, making it wildly impractical for everyday use. Moreover, the turbine's exhaust heat and noise were intense, raising safety and comfort concerns for operators. The tractor's frame was beefy and conventional, adapted to handle the immense torque the turbine generated. It featured a 4-speed transmission with torque converter, but controlling the power proved tricky. Despite its enormous promise and futuristic design, the HT340 never went beyond the prototype phase. The immense cost, operational quirks, and the rise of improved diesel technology sealed its fate. Today, the HT340 turbine tractor is a legendary oddity, preserved in museums and tractor lore. It stands as a thrilling testament to American ambition, engineering bravado, and the sometimes wild paths innovators explore, pushing the boundaries of what a tractor could be, even if it never made it to the fields. But stay tuned, the weirdest is yet to come. Number 2. LNO Electric Tractor. Long before electric vehicles became the rage, the 1940s saw a colossal experiment in farming and industrial power, the LNO Electric Tractor. Designed by R.G. LNO, a pioneering American engineer famous for building massive earth-moving machines, this electric tractor was decades ahead of its time, but also a wild and bulky beast. Unlike gas or diesel tractors, the LNO electric model was powered by huge electric motors fed by heavy-duty cables. Yes, cables, not batteries. These thick, industrial power lines tethered the tractor to massive electric generators, typically installed at mining or quarry sites. This setup made the tractor completely immobile beyond the length of its power cable, restricting its use to confined heavy-duty environments. The tractor itself was a monster, weighing several tons with massive steel wheels designed to crawl over rough, rocky terrain. The electric motor delivered instant torque and reliable pulling power, making it perfect for tasks like moving huge loads of earth or dragging enormous mining equipment, jobs where slow, steady power beat speed. Powered by electricity, the tractor produced no direct emissions, a surprising environmental benefit during an era dominated by smoky combustion engines. However, its reliance on constant electrical connection made it impractical for general farming, where freedom of movement is crucial, and the cables themselves pose tripping hazards and logistical nightmares. Though the LNO electric tractor never entered mainstream agriculture, it paved the way for thinking about electric power and heavy machinery. Today, as electric tractors finally returned with battery tech, the LNO tractor stands as a futuristic relic, a towering symbol of innovation and weirdness. It's a giant tethered to its time, roaring silently through the annals of tractor history. And at number 1, the Bolans Husky snow tractor. When winter locked down forests and farms in deep snow, traditional tractors were useless until the arrival of the Bolans Husky snow tractor, a wild hybrid machine that blurred the lines between tractor, snowmobile, and sled. Born in the 1960s, the Husky was designed specifically for forestry workers, ranchers, and snowbound farmers who needed reliable traction and mobility in frozen landscapes. Unlike bulky wheeled tractors, the Husky sported a lightweight frame with a single front ski for steering and dual wide rubber tracks in the rear, similar to a snowmobile setup. This gave it a low ground pressure and excellent flotation on snow and ice, making it perfect for plowing trails, hauling logs, or reaching remote areas where other machines couldn't tread. Powered by a single-cylinder air-cooled coal or gasoline engine, the Husky produced roughly 16 horsepower, modest but enough to pull loads across snow-packed terrain. The transmission offered multiple speeds and a reverse gear, giving operators the control needed for tricky winter work. What made the Husky truly weird was its shape and size. With its long, low chassis and ski front, it looked less like a tractor and more like a futuristic snow sled. It was nimble, surprisingly fast, and could maneuver through tight forest trails where larger machines couldn't go. Though it wasn't widely adopted on traditional farms, the Bolans Husky carved out a niche in northern states and Canada's snow country. Today, it remains a rare collector's piece, a quirky testament to American ingenuity, adapting farming and forestry tools to the toughest environments. From snow-covered fields to frozen forests, the Husky wasn't just a tractor, it was a sled on steroids, proving weird tractors can thrive where wheels fail. That wraps up our thrilling tour of the 10 weirdest American tractors you probably never knew existed, from amphibious war machines to electric giants and snow sled hybrids. These tractors prove that innovation and eccentricity have long driven farming and industrial history. Each one tells a story of bold engineering, pushing boundaries, and sometimes just pure creative madness. Which tractor surprised you the most? Or did you know about some of these weird wonders already? Let us know your thoughts and favorite models in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on these mechanical marvels. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into tractor oddities, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the world of vintage machines.